company and sell these things, all right, whatever. You want to sell them as 8-packs, 4-packs, fine. But all you people out there shouldn't bash people that can't afford to buy, because there's other things to buy. I mean, we're collectors. We're all collectors. I hear it all the time. You guys are collectors, which is fine. So being collectors, you guys just don't buy Amico stuff. You buy everything there's tons of stuff being put out. There's homebrew games for systems that we love. I don't even have a Switch. You guys do, yeah. So don't you guys buy Switch stuff? Yeah. So, I mean, yes, it's affordable. Okay, you can buy it if you really want it. But in my outlook was, for a system that ain't out yet, yes, I would have loved to have at least the 3 games I really want in my hands now. I don't care. So if the system never comes out, and I wouldn't even want them to. Another problem I have with some of you is, oh, they're going to be worth money. They're going to go up. I'm going to make an investment. Come on. You know how many other things you could buy right now that you could do the same thing? You could buy a boxed Nintendo game, Mario 2, for $100 right now, let's say. And in 2 years, it might be worth $200. So you could make an investment on that. So what's the point of saying that you're going to make an investment on these Amico games? That's farcery. You guys, that's one thing you're doing wrong as YouTubers that are in this Amico and supporting it. You're talking about making an investment with these games. That is so wrong. This is a small company. We're trying to support a small company. And yous are going, I'm going to buy 3 packs and sit on them, and maybe they'll be worth money and I'll be able to make an investment. Come on. Right now, you shouldn't hoard those games. You should be giving them away to people so then they have it in their hand and they might buy one because they have a game. This is another thing I want to touch on. The company has made a lot of mistakes, and they continue to make a lot of mistakes. One of the mistakes is what I just said. You're selling these as 8-packs because you want to keep them even. You don't want to have a bunch of brain duels left over if you sell them separately. Okay, this is what was said. No, you sell them separately because they get into the hands of more people. This is the problem with the company. Okay, so again, from the beginning, everyone keeps saying the haters. This is why I say you guys bring on the hate. The haters have said that you will go out of your way for this company, right? Okay, so here he puts out an 8-pack and you all buy it, right away. All 8 games because I have no choice, right? Okay. Then you want to buy more to sit on because you think they're going to be worth money in an investment. Let me ask you this. Mind you, a system that isn't even guaranteed to come out. I mean, I think it's going to come out, but it's not guaranteed to come out. And those games are not going to be guaranteed ready when it does launch. So here we're going, you're buying 8-packs of games and you want to buy more and more because you think they're going to be. Let me ask you this. When Tommy held those events, not Crayola, but the 2 recent ones where the videos came out in Utah or whatever, let me ask you this. How come, I don't know if who will agree with me on this, but how come some of those box games weren't given away to some of those kids? Okay? You want to make a kid happy? You want to make a kid want this thing? Hand them a game. One game. Brain duel. Okay, everyone thought that if he sold these separately, Brain Duel would be the one that he'd have a ton of leftover. So why don't you take that particular game and give it away to all those kids? Here, just stacks of them. Give them away. So now these kids have one game. They could go home and show their friends, oh, this thing's coming out, this system's coming out. Look, I have a game. You know, oh, cool, that's going to be coming out. They open it, they play with the coin and the card. Why didn't this happen? Why at this event that you see the video of the kids saying, oh, it was great, and mom, I want one, and the mother's saying, why didn't you give these kids, why didn't you hand them the Brain Duel game? Hand it to them for free. All those kids that were there. Now those kids are all going to go home and have a piece of game that, you know, you guys are buying right now, but they would have been given. Oh, we were given this. This is the system that's coming out. That would have been free advertising. This is why I question the company, because they have not taken the right routes. And I love a lot of you guys, Atari Creep, numerous people. I love you guys, right? But I don't know if you guys agree with me on this, but that in particular Brain Duel, because it's supposed to be geared towards, you know, learning and stuff, that game in particular should have been given away to those kids at those events and the upcoming events. Give those games away. Let these kids grab some. That's what kids like. They go home, they show their friends, this system's coming out. Look. Come on, that would have been advertising. That would have got the ball rolling way more than the diehards buying 8-packs. That's the whole problem. Okay? And that's the problem with selling them as 8-packs instead of individual. Because it's only, like everyone said since the beginning, this is why the system is hated. Because it's geared towards the cult that they call. It's always been towards the cult. Who got to play it? The cult. Anytime there's an event, people don't believe it because it's staged and all right. But if you gave them games to bring home, I mean, all right. With that said, on top of that, why I think the 8-packs were a bad idea. The 8-packs were a bad idea because it shows that the company is still geared towards the 40 to 50 crowd. There's absolutely no kid out there right now that's asking their parents to buy them that 8-pack. Okay? That 8-pack right now is being bought by the 40 to 50-year-old cult members, so-called. And that's it. So how is this system going to be successful when the first physical games have been sold as 8-packs to the same a couple hundred people? A couple hundred people are not going to make the system. This system needs millions of people. It has to start with thousands. Instead, it's starting with hundreds. Okay, you guys are all happy getting the games, all unboxing them. And yeah, you know what? If those were sold individually and people like me only wanted to buy 3, maybe there's someone out there only wanted to buy 1. A lot of people, I posted it on Facebook, and a lot of people were saying, oh, I only wanted to buy 1 just to have it in my hand. What does that do for the company? It puts it in more hands selling them individually. Instead of hundreds of people buying 8-packs, it would have been thousands of people buying 1 game, 2 games. So now thousands of people have a couple games in their hand. So now it not forces them, but it gives them an incentive to buy the system when it comes out because they already have a couple games. It just makes it that much easier. That's why Tommy, as much as I'm not a hater of Tommy, I don't know him personally and I don't have anything against him. This is why he gets criticized for these things. And I'm starting to agree with it. I'm not going to join the haters or nothing like that. What I'm simply saying, or I'm not going to get the system. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there's been mistakes made and they continue to be made. And if they continue to make them, maybe we will not see the system. That's all I'm saying. Okay, another thing that you people haven't touched up on. Here's another thing. The haters tell you that you don't know what to call these things. You don't know what to call them. Are they physical media or what are they? And you all agree with it and say, oh no, it's a boxed edition. It's not physical media. Yeah, you're right. No, it is physical media. I don't have one, obviously, because they wouldn't sell me just one or three. I didn't want to buy the 8-pack yet. I didn't refuse to buy the 8-pack because I don't think it's right sold that way. I've heard a rumor that they're gonna be sold separately soon. Once the first sale. Then another thing I don't get with you people. You guys are so like, oh, it's gonna sell out, and dude, there's only hundreds of you guys buying them. Hundreds of you guys buying them. They made 5,000, 6,000 of each. You think they're sold out? Okay, so, all right. So you guys received your boxed games and they had one of these in there, right? A card, a plastic card with the game on it. Okay? Eventually, it's going to have the game on it. All right. So when you get the system in, okay, first of all, I'm not an expert. I'm just going by my opinion. You guys say this is not physical media. I say it's physical media. You guys say that this is physical media. Okay, this right here. You guys say that this right here is physical media. These are, what Switch games are made out of. This is just this is just one from my Phoenix. It's got like 10 homebrew games on here. My Coleco Phoenix. So you're telling me that this is physical media and this is not. Correct? Okay, and you're saying that this is physical media because there's actually a game on it. Okay. But do you realize that this was empty at one time? There's nothing on here until they put games on it. Okay. So it's physical. So isn't this. Okay, I'm throwing this down. I'm throwing this down. I'm picking this up. I'm picking this up. This is physical media. You people agree to everything. This is physical media because you know what makes it even more physical media? Is that supposedly when you tap this, the game enters your system and then you put the card back in your thing. And then if you want to sell it, you can put the game back on here and sell it. So listen, this is physical media. So even Tommy, the company, stopped calling this physical media because of the haters, because of the people saying, no, this is not physical media. It's simply just a card. No. What is this? This is simply just a card. This is just a card. So this has the physical game in it. And when you put it in, this has a barcode. So when you do this, it's a video game. It doesn't matter if it's a card. It's still physical. I can touch it. I can throw it. I can bounce it. This is physical media because of the fact, what makes this especially physical media is the fact that you could put the game back on it and resell it. This is physical media as much as this is and as much as this is. Okay? I made this example. This is a blank disc, DVD disc. This is a disc. There's nothing on this disc, okay? If I copy something to this disc, then it becomes physical media, correct? Okay. Right now, this is not physical media because we don't know if the game's really on here yet because we don't have the system to tap it on. But once we do, there is a game on this. We put it on there and there's a game on this. Yes, we don't stick it in. We don't stick it in like a cartridge, but we do touch it to our system, and it does put a game on our system, and this does go back into a physical box that has a card and a coin, and we put the card back in, and it has a cartridge look to it, and yes, this is physical media. This is physical media, because if you're going to call this, okay, you switch people, okay, call this physical media. Okay, you know what this is? This is an SD card, right? Before there was a game put on here, it's just an SD card with nothing on it. They put the game on it and it's physical media. Okay? Okay? The disc, from what I hear, like I said, I haven't been into the current systems. The last time I had a CD-based game. It was Xbox 360 and PS3, which those at the time still had the full game on them. But again, this is simply a disc. Okay, this is a disc. It has nothing on here. This is a recordable DVD ROM, and it doesn't. It has nothing on here. If I put this in my DVD player right now, it's not going to play anything because there's nothing on it. Is it physical? Yeah, it's physical, right? But so when are you going to call it physical? When I actually put a game on it, that makes it physical. Okay, so this latest generation of games, from what I hear, PS5, Xbox One, it started with at PS4. There's no content on here, from what I hear. I hear that you put this in your system, and it downloads the game. It activates the download off of PlayStation to your system, and then you just need this to activate the game every time you play it. But there's actually nothing on it. So why is that called physical media then? When it's simply just a pretty much a blank disc. So we're going to say this is a PS5 game. So this is a PS5 game, and supposedly when I put it in, it doesn't have anything. There's no game on here. So apparently when I put it in my PS5, it triggers the PlayStation Store or what have you, and it downloads the game. The disc allows you to download the game. So why are you going to call this physical and not this? Because this is simply doing the exact same thing. This is touching your system and putting the game on it. This, I'm putting it in, and it's activating the download. So actually, in other words, this is better because there's nothing on here. This is a PS5 game, and supposedly, apparently, there's nothing on here. You have to. This is simply just allowing you to play the game once you download it. So you put this in your system, and it's already downloaded on your system, but you still need this to play it once it's shut off. So you could sell this and still have it downloaded, but you won't be able to play it because you don't have this to activate it. Where this, you can download it, touch it, and download it. It's on your system, and you can put this back in your... So this is actually more physical than this is, because this, I can actually put it back on and sell it. Where this, I can sell it, same thing. So you see the confusion here? There shouldn't be a confusion because it's the same thing. All this is the same thing. This is all the same thing. Okay? This is a Switch games. This is what Switch games use, right? This is simply an empty card before there's a game put on it. So you want to call this physical? Go ahead. I guess it's physical. Yes. Do I like this? Do I like that? Would I want to buy a Switch game for $60 and all it is this little card? Whatever, it's the game you play, right? So whatever, being physical or not, it's doing the same thing that this is doing. Okay? So to me, I guess this is all physical. Okay? This I took just to show you. This I use on my Commodore Mini. This has games downloaded on it. I stick this in my Commodore and I have ROMs on here. So this is now physical. I don't have a box. No one made a box for it, but I could. I could make a Commodore 64 box and put this in and call it physical, right? Okay. That's the point I'm trying to make. Okay, so this is all physical, including the card. So for you people that are so scared of the haters and the non-sayers saying, oh, they call it they don't know what to call it. They don't know if they should call it physical or items or whatever. It's physical. Don't be scared to say that this is physical. This is a physical game. You're getting this in the box. You're getting a card, a lenticular card, and you're getting a coin. A coin like this. Okay, this is when I umpired softball. They gave me a coin. Okay, it's a coin. See? Okay? This is, yeah, it's physical. It's physical. This is something my son left behind. This is a chip from a game for Grand Theft Auto, which I despise. I don't like games like this that are violent. But this coin, I'm going to give it away. Chip. So this is a chip. This is physical. DJC, for you, I'd like to say I hope Tommy puts a chip in the physical release of the dealer there, Blackjack. Hopefully we'll get, instead of a coin, we'll get a chip with that game. So yes, this is all physical. I mean, all right, so my rambling is over, my rant is over. If I mentioned anyone's names, they didn't acknowledge this video. This is just a video I made myself. I hope it reaches out. Those are the points I wanted to make. The Amico symbol thing is the best thing it's got going for it. Never been talked about. The original Intellivision being adult themed and scary to play for kids compared to the Amico going to be towards kids. That's another thing I wanted to touch up on. The physical media thing, I'll call them physical media. I wanted to touch up on. I wanted to touch up on the company. I hope they stop making mistakes. I think the physical media boxes should have been given away, especially the one that everyone said that they did the 8-packs. The excuse for the 8-packs was so they were sold evenly and they wouldn't sell more of one than the other. But that's no excuse because the ones that didn't sell could have been given away at these events to kids. And so these kids like to be given stuff. Kids like to take stuff home. Kids like to have stuff to touch and show other kids. And that would have been a great way for the company. All these things have not been talked about by you guys. And you guys ramble on every night, which is fine, which is great because I'm a fan. I watch you guys. But I noticed lately, even Retro Bro looks bored half the time. He's just sitting back, stretching out and not even listening to anyone because he's shutting off his camera because it's the same thing every night. Same thing is talked about every night. You guys do not touch up on any of this stuff. Like, you guys don't back this up as being physical. It's physical. Your game boxes are physical games. I don't care what you say. That's my opinion. Just as much as Switch is so overrated. It's Nintendo. Yes, you guys said it's got problems too. Of course it's got problems, but they don't care. It's Nintendo. They're going to sell. They got Mario, and Amico has to take a different approach. I hope the company knows, Tommy and the company know that little thing that they did with the thing I said, the Amico thing, with the cute little Amico at the end, Amico, right? That is the greatest thing they have going for them. When those commercials come out with that at the end, that's going to catch kids' eyes. Keep doing the physical media. Does it have to be coins every time like you guys want? No. It could be a chip for a dealing game, a card game. It can be a patch for certain games. It could be, I don't know, maybe they could change it up later. Yes, discs don't have anything on them until you put it on there. Anyway, the only other thing I wanted to say is don't be so hard on yourself with the haters. There has to be haters for everything. My Odyssey 2 system that came out back in 1980, I'm sure that was hated by people, but I loved it, and it's still my favorite. This is what I have homebrews for it in this box that came in today. I mean, you guys, I wanted to buy 3 physical games. I'll buy them when they're available. I really do think they should have been sold individually. And even if they wanted to start with the Apex, and which I don't agree with because that's gearing towards only the 40 to 50 cult members, so called. I don't call them cult, but you know what I'm saying. If they were sold individually, they would reach out to more people, is what I'm saying. And there's a lot of people right now like me that don't have an Amico game in front of them because it's bad for you guys to point out and point at me and say, oh, you can't afford it. Don't judge a man's wealth, for one. Never judge a man's wealth. Because I had enough to buy these, didn't I? It's not about having enough or being cheap. It's not being cheap. It's being realistic. I want 3 games. That's all I want. Maybe a couple of the other games, maybe I'll download them only, and I won't have the physical. You know? But I mean, I don't like the fact that for a small company and how much you guys gear towards that. I can't believe that there's, and especially DJC, I'm surprised with because I saw him grow and I saw him like go on channels in the beginning, and he was intimidated, you know, because he was just starting out and he was getting invited to Retro Bros channel, OBP, and he was appearing on the platform, and he was nervous as hell. I could tell if you want to watch those earlier videos. And now he himself is, you know, becoming bigger and already getting cocky. Like, oh, I'm buying more because I want to make an investment. No, DJC, I love you, and we've had contact. But no, that's not how you show a small company that's what it's about. No, I mean, yes, I did reach out to you to see if you would sell me or go. Actually, not even sell me, not even asking you to break up your sets. God forbid. But no, just asking you if you would go half with me, and you said, "Oh, money's tight and this and that." But yeah, I'm getting tortured by a fan in groups that you're in. And TJ, who doesn't even appear in any of this stuff with you guys, made an Amico page on Facebook that we all joined. And this guy criticized me. And then one of his fans, so you're just as bad as the hater cult. That's what I'm trying to get at here. That's why I'd rather be in the middle. I get to see it all happen from your side and the other side. So in the beginning, I felt bad. I felt sorry for a lot of you guys that got ranked on. But you know what? All it did is make you guys have more subscribers, more watchers. So really, you know what? And you guys can't cry about it because you bring it upon yourself. And this company is not perfect so far. Not nearly perfect because nothing's even out yet except for these physical boxes. And yes, I call them physical boxes. You don't. Let me tell you something, DJC. I love you, bro. Okay? But when I reached out to you to see if you would go half, you wanted nothing to do with it. I wanted to be on your channel. You wanted nothing to do with it. I asked for help from you, and you haven't reached out. You've ignored my last messages. Fine. I don't care. Block me. Do whatever you want. I'll still watch. Block me there. I'll still watch. I'll watch others. It doesn't matter. I don't want no hate here. But what I'm saying is you guys ain't perfect either. I was ranked on by one of your, a fan from your side. Okay? On Facebook, lashed out at me. That's what this society has come to. This is why I don't like violent games. And I like your channel, DJC, that you don't allow swearing and stuff. And, you know, only on the late stuff. But you know what? I'll swear too. You know what I mean? I do too. It doesn't matter. One guy I didn't mention is Turbo Joe. That's another guy who got influenced by the haters. By the way, I love Turbo Joe because he's reached out to me on my channel and he said good luck and he was offered to help me if I needed help. He's not an Amico. He's an Amico guy like me. He wants the thing to come out. He bought the games. He gets ranked on by those guys, and he also, because don't forget, at the end of the day, I forgot to mention this. At the end of the day, we all have our personal problems. We might have anxiety. We might have depression. Some of us, you know. So, yes, do not let those people bother you. Reach out to someone to help you if you have anxiety. I have an anxiety problem. I take medication daily for it. I know The creeper there, Atari Creep, he reaches out to me when I reach out to him. He's also reached out to me and said he'd help out. But and again, I don't speak for any of these people. I'm speaking for myself. Pat and Ian have a big platform. They can say what they want. So who cares what they say? I mean, if you ask me, I think Pat really is interested in the Amico, and Ian hates everything. He hates life. But he does like pinball. No, but I enjoy even watching them. Even though in the beginning, when you guys influenced me, I would write stuff like, if you guys talk about the Amico again, I'm going to unsubscribe. But you know what? Oh, another thing I wanted to say to DJC, if you're watching. Back months ago when I first started watching your channel, I was going to send you something. I got your address, which, I have it on email, but no worry. And that's another thing. People worry about addresses. I'm not worried. I'm ready if, don't worry about that. But anyway, maybe this is why you didn't help me, because I never sent you anything. And the reason why is because I watch people open stuff up on videos that people send them. And this is the reason why I changed my mind. Trading would be great, like, or going in half on something, helping each other out. But this is why I don't like giving stuff, like sending stuff, that I really wanted to. I wanted to send you something that just wanted to send you if you opened it on the channel and whatever. But here's the reason I learned this. This is why I won't do it anymore. Maybe over a year ago, I'm not even going to mention names. I'll give you a clue. I did mention this name during this whole thing. But I sent him something. He opened it on the channel, gave a little shout out. I wasn't even doing anything then. Okay? And that's okay and everything. He didn't ever send me anything back, which I didn't expect to. That's not why I did it. But what I'm trying to say is, so here I gave him something out of my heart, and I liked giving it to him. I wanted to give it to him. But then, I don't know, let's say 3 months later, we didn't see eye to eye on something, just like something I'm talking about today. So, and he eventually, because we didn't see eye to eye on something, we didn't agree on something, we disagreed on something. He blocked me on Messenger, and that's why I try not to keep anyone on my friends list on Facebook. I like to keep it just on YouTube. I was just recently friends with GJC. And that's pretty much just to get a messenger going for a chat or something. But nobody needs to be on each other's Facebooks, I don't think, because I watch your content on YouTube. So, and then it gets to be like I just said, where I had this, not really a disagreement. We just didn't